Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Immigration Nation. I am here to answer your questions about green cards, work permits, U.S. citizenship. If you are married to, divorced from, recently divorced from, or separated from a U.S. citizen or green card holder, give us a call, 410-207-9272. You can schedule your consultation directly with me. I'm immigration lawyer Nicole Whitaker. I'm on our TikTok stream live as well, taking questions. So again, if you have questions, just give us a call, 410-207-9272. If you have questions for me right now, you can put your questions in the comment box below. All right, so let me put up some of these banners. So what I am going to talk about today is how you can get legal immigration status in the U.S. on your own without your spouse's help. It is a way for you to apply for your green card, whether you are married to and living with your U.S. citizen spouse, whether you're separated from your U.S. citizen spouse but still married, or whether you are divorced from your U.S. citizen spouse and you divorced within the past 2 years. So a lot of people think that you have to be married to and living with your spouse, and you need your spouse to apply for your green card. And that's true in some cases. But if you are experiencing certain marital problems with your spouse, you can apply on your own for a green card without the help of your U.S. citizen spouse. So what are some examples of these marital problems? Let's see, I have a list I'm going to pull up here to share with you guys. So if your U.S. citizen spouse is using your immigration status or their immigration status to try to control you, they say, I'm the U.S. citizen, I'm the green card holder, and you're not. That's a good indicator that there are these issues going on that can help you get a green card on your own without your spouse's help. So some more specific examples of these marital problems include if your spouse demands your passwords to your phone, your computer, your social media accounts, they threaten to have you deported or threaten to make false police reports against you. Maybe they threaten to stop your immigration case, not file your immigration case, not go to your immigration interview, or they say, I'll only file your immigration case if you do this for me, or if you stop doing this. That's a classic case of these marital problems. And if that's happening in your relationship, give us a call at 410-207-9272 to schedule your consultation directly with me. If your spouse disrespects you, insults you, humiliates you, tries to make you feel less than them, if they try to make you do things that make you feel uncomfortable, those are serious marital problems. If your spouse kicks you out of the car or kicks you out of the house when they get mad or when you're in a fight, if your spouse demands to have your phone to see who you're talking to, they want to know who you're talking to, what you're saying, are you saying anything about them? If that's happening in your relationship, give us a call at 410-207-9272. What else? If you are, so one thing you should know about these cases is that generally filing a case based on these marital problems does not get your spouse in trouble. It's a completely confidential process between you and the immigration service. So it generally doesn't get your spouse in trouble. It's completely confidential. Your spouse will not find out that you have this petition pending unless you want to tell them. A lot of people think that you have to have police reports or other evidence of these marital problems, and that is not true. You don't need any evidence other than your own honest declaration, your written word describing what's happened to you. So what are some other examples of these marital problems? If your spouse makes you do all the housework or controls what you do with your life, maybe they don't let you go to school, they don't let you get a job, or they cause problems for you at your school or at your work to try to sabotage what you're doing outside of the house. Maybe they have control of all the finances. Their name is the only name on all of the bank accounts, the bills for the house, the cell phone, the electric, the cable, the internet. They're in control of all the finances. You don't have any control. That's another way for them to control you. If that's happening in your case, give us a call at 410-207-9272. If your spouse ever becomes physically violent during fights, maybe it's a really bad fight that you've had in the past, maybe they're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, if that ever happens in your situation, if it's happening now, if it's happened in the past, you are eligible for legal status on your own without your spouse's help. Give us a call at 410-207-9272. Another common thing that we see in our cases where we help people get work permits and green cards is where the spouse, the husband or wife with U.S. citizenship or a green card, accuses the immigrant spouse of cheating. They're always saying, "You're cheating on me. I know you're talking to this person. I know you're talking to that person." Anytime the immigrant husband talks to any other woman, the wife accuses them of cheating on them. Other things that might happen is where the spouse with status threatens to have your children deported or threatens to win custody of the children in a divorce because they have immigration status and you don't. Let's see, I'm about to run out of power. All right, so if you have experienced you've experienced any of these marital problems, do not wait for your spouse to help you get a green card. Apply on your own. You can give us a call, have your consultation directly with me. I'll be happy to tell you what your options are and if you're eligible to file for this program on your own without your spouse's help. To file for this program, it doesn't matter if you have entered the U.S. illegally, if you've entered the U.S. multiple times, if you've had deportations, it doesn't matter. You can still get legal immigration status based on these problems you've had with your U.S. citizen or green card holding spouse. It doesn't matter if you are married to and living with your spouse. You don't have to get separated to file this petition. You can remain married. You can continue having children. It also doesn't matter if you already separated. You are still legally married, but you don't live together. That's fine. And finally, it doesn't matter if you are divorced. If the date of the official divorce was within the past 2 years, then you can get your legal status without your spouse's help. Again, the process is the process is confidential between you and the Immigration Service, so your spouse will not find out about it unless you want to tell them about it. All right, let's check 4 questions. So Angelo is asking, what if my U.S. visa? What if I'm on a visa and I'm married with a U.S. citizen? So if you are married to a U.S. citizen and you came with a visa. If you are still in status, your visa is still valid, or if you're out of status, your visa expires. You could be eligible for adjustment of status through your U.S. citizen spouse with the help of your wife. If you're having problems with your wife, or your wife doesn't want to file for your immigration status, or she's always giving you excuses as to why she can't file for your immigration status, you could be eligible to file on your own without your spouse's help. So if that is happening to you, call 410-207-9272 to schedule your consultation with us today. Let's see what other questions we have. I've got lots of questions on TikTok. Let me scroll through some of these. Let's see. Any news for undocumented people who overstayed? Getting this question a lot. Basically, President Biden has presented a plan to Congress for comprehensive immigration reform. And there have been some changes, but so far there's no big changes to the immigration law yet. Some common things people are eligible for under the current laws you can apply for right now. If you have been the victim of a serious crime committed here inside the US, and that crime was reported to the police, you can be eligible for a green card on your own without leaving the country. Examples of these crimes are assault, robbery, home invasion, blackmail, extortion, kidnapping, rape, sexual abuse, things like that. If you've been the victim of a serious crime, or you're undocumented and have a US citizen child who is the victim of a crime like that and you helped in the investigation, you can apply for a green card. One of the steps in that application is getting the police department, the prosecutor's office, or the judge to sign a certification for your case. So it is helpful to have an immigration lawyer help you through that process. Similar to that program is a program for people who have been the victim of forced labor. They worked for someone that mistreated you or your coworkers. You had a boss or supervisor or an employer threaten to report you to ICE or the police or have you deported to try to make you keep working for them. Maybe the employer lied to you or tricked you to get you to keep working. If you were ever scared of an employer because you thought that employer was going to get revenge on you or harm you or punish you in some way because you quit the job and that's why you kept working, you could be eligible for a work permit or a green card through this program. Let's see. The other program that I tell everybody about is if they're married to a US citizen or a green card holder and you've had marital problems in the past, or you are having marital problems, or your spouse just will not file your immigration case, or they always have excuses for why they're not going to file for you, you can file on your own. So if that's happening to you, let's put up another banner. You can give us a call at 410-207-9272 to schedule your consultation. There's no reason to stay in a bad relationship with a US citizen or a green card holder just for a work permit or green card. You can get one on your own. Let's see. Here's another question. How can you help me? Let's see, it looks like your immigration lawyer left your case and you didn't show up to your court because your lawyer didn't tell you. and later said that you have an order of deportation. So it depends on how long that order of deportation was. You should get another consultation from another immigration lawyer, see if you have any options. If you were to consult with me, we'd have a video consultation just like this and ask you some questions about your situation. I'd screen you for the different programs that are available to people that have entered illegally, overstayed their visa, have various entries, or have a deportation order. It's not possible in every case, but I always do the best that I can to help people get a work permit or green card, some kind of legal status inside the US. Let's see if there are other questions. Lots of questions. So another person on TikTok is asking about DUIs. So if you have a DUI, for immigration purposes, I've helped people get their work permit and their green card, even if they have a DUI, if they are married to, separated from, or recently divorced from a US citizen or a green card holder. Another option is if you are the parents of a US citizen who's over 21 and you're having problems with that child is has fights with you, they threaten to have you deported, threaten to call ICE on you. Those are all examples of family problems that you're having with an adult US citizen child, and we can help you. A lot of times those problems that people have with their adult US citizen child or children are because that child has a drug problem or alcoholism. But whatever the reason, if you're experiencing those problems, we can help get you your legal status. And it's a process that will not affect your child because it's confidential between you and the immigration service. Let's see. Someone asks, I've been with my spouse for 5 years, but not married, no kids. Can we still file for the green card? In most states, you have to be married in order to be eligible for the green card, either with your spouse helping you or on your own without your spouse helping you. The only exception is if you are in a state that permits common law marriages and your situation qualifies under that common law marriage statute or case law. Do I take cases in New Jersey? Yes, I take cases all over the country. I am licensed to practice law in Maryland and Florida, but because immigration is under federal law, I can represent clients all over the country. I represent clients in many states. I have clients in Texas, California, Florida, Montana, New York, Pennsylvania, lots of different states. Let's find more questions. So the username Show No Mercy is asking, how does it work if they are still married but no longer living together? So normally, I find that when people are separated from their husband or wife, that's a US citizen or green card holder, there's normally a reason why you guys separated. And it's very likely that you guys experienced marital problems that would allow you to get your legal status on your own without your spouse's help. So if you are separated from your husband or wife who has a green card or US citizenship, give us a call at 410-207-9272 to see if you're eligible for legal status on your own without your spouse's help. Let's see. The consultation fee. Our consultation fee is $150. If you choose to retain us, that $150 goes toward your legal case. So you don't lose that $150. If we can help you and you decide to retain us, then that $150 goes toward your legal case. Good question. Someone asks, what's my opinion on advanced parole under DACA? So my opinion on advanced parole under DACA is get an opinion from a lawyer about whether you should file advanced parole under DACA, because it depends on your immigration history and it depends on your criminal history, whether you should even file at all. You have to have a good reason to request advanced parole, but if you are eligible and maybe you have a US citizen spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend and you're planning on getting married, that advanced parole, you might be able to use that in order to adjust status and get a green card. So advanced parole with DACA could be a really good thing to file, but consult with a lawyer and make sure you're eligible before you file. Okay, Antonio Macias asks, can I get my papers through my kids? So 2 answers to this question. And it depends on how you entered the country. If you entered the US with a visa and you overstayed the visa, or you entered the US with like a border crossing card at some port of entry, and you were inspected and admitted into the country, and your children are US citizens and over 21, yes, you can get your papers through your kids. If your kids are over 21 and US citizens, but you entered the US illegally, then they're not able to file a regular adjustment of status petition for you. You still might have a way to get a green card because you have a US citizen child over 21, but that's only in the case that you have experienced family problems with that child. So let me give you some examples of these problems that you might have had with your child. If you have an adult US citizen child who's over 21, who disrespects you, insults you, humiliates you, makes you feel, makes fun of your English, makes you feel bad because you're an immigrant, threatens to deport you or have you deported, threatens to call ICE. If they are ever physically violent, maybe they have mental health problems, maybe they have problems with drugs or alcohol, and that's the reason why your children or your child over 21 is having these problems. It's a horrible situation, but if you're in this position, you might be eligible to get a green card on your own because of these problems. It's a process that doesn't affect your child, it doesn't get them in trouble because it's confidential between you and the Immigration Service. And because it's confidential, your child wouldn't find out that you have this petition pending unless you decided to tell them. So I hope that answers your question. If you're in that situation where you're having problems with your child, or your child is over 21, a US citizen, and you entered with a visa, give us a call at 410-207-9272 to schedule your consultation directly with me. Let's see. Another person is asking, is it better to use advanced parole or for adjustment of status over going to Juarez? I think so, but talk to your lawyer and make sure that that is the best case in your situation. Every case is different. So talk to a lawyer and find out what's best for you. Someone is asking if you can file for your parents as a US citizen over 21 if you are married. Yes, it doesn't matter if you're married. You don't have to be single to file a petition for your parents. Good question. Let's see. Mercedes Hosford says, so I already did the I-130. If we divorce, does he have to start over? So it depends on the situation, but if you are experiencing marital problems with your spouse, even if you've already started the immigration petition, you can file a new petition based on the marital problems that you've experienced. It depends on where you are in the process. Sometimes we can use the previously filed I-45. Other times we do have to start a whole new petition. Let's see. Lots of people ask if I can represent them based on where they live. I represent clients all over the country. If you live in the United States, I can help you. Even if you live outside of the United States, I can help you as long as it's related to U.S. immigration laws. If you're interested in a consultation, all the consultations are directly with me. You can click the link in my bio to schedule a consultation on your own, or you can give us a call at 410-207-9272. All right, so I'm so sorry. I've got to go back to more consultations today. So I can't answer any more questions, but if you have a question that I didn't answer, give us a call at 410-207-9272. I would be happy to meet with you and see what your options are as far as a work permit, green card, U.S. citizenship, or other legal status in the United States.